King Charles and Queen Camilla's plane damaged as windows fall out mid-flight. According to a story, windows fell out of King Charles and Queen Camilla's aircraft during flight, causing damage. Last October, as the Titan Airways Airbus took off from Stansted Airport on a voyage to Florida, 3 window panes fell off at an altitude of 14,000 feet. Welcome to Royal Pancakes. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any news about the British monarchy. Passengers reported increased cabin noise after takeoff, and a crew member saw that one window was obviously loose in its frame. After flying for 36 minutes, the A321neo came back to Stansted. In the event, none of the 24 occupants of the Airbus sustained any injuries. There were 3 missing windows, and the tail of the aircraft had apparent impact damage. The aircraft was previously used by King Charles and Queen Camilla for a state visit to France in September of last year. Additionally, on important visits overseas, Foreign Secretary James Cleverly and Prime Minister Rishi Sunak have both utilized it. When the aircraft was being used for government and royal flights, its registration was GGBNI. It had a Union flag logo on the tail and was painted white at the time. The Airbus was repainted black and given the new registration G02 after the government charter came to an end. Ministers and members of the royal family frequently travel on official business using commercial aircraft that the government hires. Analysts from the Air Accidents Investigation Branch, AAIB, discovered that the windows had contracted as a result of being subjected to the high-intensity lighting used the day before to film an advertisement. The day before, at Stansted, advertisers were on board the aircraft to record promotional video. To simulate a sunrise, film technicians employed high-intensity halogen lights outdoors and shone them through the windows. The total lighting power of the 6 lights used was 72,000 watts, which is more than 700 times more than a typical residential light bulb. According to the AAIB, the lights were first focused on the cabin windows directly after the overwing exits, for about 5.5 hours on the right side of the aircraft. Thereafter, the lights were shifted to the left side of the aircraft, where they illuminated a comparable area for roughly 4 hours. There was no direct, uncontrolled aperture between the passenger cabin and the outside air, the AAIB continued, because all of the scratch glass was still in place. We would like to thank the members of the AAIB team for their extremely thorough and professional investigation, a Titan Airways official said. The lessons learned from this incident will help the aviation sector as a whole. We are particularly happy to learn that our colleagues at Airbus will be disseminating additional information on the possible harm that high-intensity lighting might bring to its global customer base. We also want to express our gratitude to the entire staff for their prompt and expert management of the situation. Proposals for 2,500 new dwellings in the area have angered locals, who are opposing King Charles's ideal town plan. The 320 acres of agricultural land on which the thousands of dwellings are planned to be erected would be part of an estate in Faversham, Kent. The Duchy of Cornwall has maintained that King Charles's plans, which he drew out while he was the Prince of Wales and the estate's owner, were in line with his goal of addressing England's housing crisis and building sustainable dwellings. Disgruntled locals, however, contend that the plans go against the King's positions on farming and the environment. There are currently just 20,000 people living in Faversham, but with the proposed plans, that number might rise significantly. Last week, complaints were filed with the Swale Borough Council, with several of them charging the Duchy of Cornwall with environmental indifference. Sarah Vomley posted, "I always thought the Duchy cared about the environment and green spaces, seems I was wrong. They are also unable or unwilling to maintain their current homes.